Buy apartments, I send checks.
Yo, billionaire went undercover, help y'all discover who did it best.
Just bought 2 choppers, can't wait till they see the face and they see what I do next. When I walk through the door, I'm talking cash flow. And if you know like I know, you getting cash flow. When I walk through the door, I'm talking cash flow. And if you know like I know, you getting cash flow.
Hey guys, welcome.
Yeah, and only then do I buy something stupid. How stupid can you go? You can go as stupid as your cash flow.
You know what heels on ills, deals. Look who went from meals to bills. It's eat what you kill when you're in the field. In the pipeline overflowing, I don't drip, I spill.
We don't seek balance, nah, we want extraordinary. If you really knew my dreams, it'd be more than scary. We got more to spare, ain't no shortage, baby. Winning by the chopper and another for my lady.
Talking about the bird and the strap. Say the word and she handle that.
Fully loaded, put it at the target, and you know we letting off every man. Got my money, who got my back? You can never get it if you never ask.
Big bags, legendary swag. Only one thing better than cash.
When I walk through the door, I'm talking cash flow. And if you know like I know, you getting cash flow. When I walk through the door, I'm talking cash flow. And if you know like I know, you getting cash flow.
When I walk through, no I walk through, no I walk through, no I'm talking to, no. You don't have to do what walk in that door.
Hey guys, welcome.
Forced to go rogue.
Let me stop
Hunted
my
from within. This is Call of Duty Black Ops 6.
music over here. All right, you want to take over screen sharing?
Doing that now.
You got it?
Got it.
Awesome. Hey everyone, we will go ahead and start and until everybody else trickle in. They usually trickle in within the first 15 minutes. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to our Multifamily Freedom Chasers Debt Financing Zoom call. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Shelly Miles. I'm an author, a commercial mortgage broker, and the co-founder of our brokerage company, Adventure Commercial Capital. Do you want to go ahead and take over?
I will. Sorry, I was hearing our dog push the doors open, and I was hearing you twice, so I had to close the door. All right, so yeah, I'm Jerry Miles, Shelly's husband and business partner. First, go through today's agenda. We'll talk about the community, the Multifamily Freedom Chasers Community, and the things we've got going here. And we're going to go into some introductions. We'll tell who we are and give everybody a chance to introduce themselves. We'll do a current debt market update, and then we're going to go, our main topic's going to be a little different tonight, as we're going to talk about a couple of deals that we have bought, how they worked out for us, and we'll be talking about the financing that we used, because we used some of our lending partners that we use with other people when they come to us to finance these deals. So we're going to talk about that, and then we'll do a question and answer at the end. So, and these deals are not multi-families; these are single families, but we lend on those as well. And so, like I said, this is going to be a little bit different than our normal routine. So, the Multifamily Freedom Chasers Community, I guess we've now going on 2 years that we've been together, and we've been doing these for about 2 years ourselves. I guess we've been doing these calls, but right now our schedule is Mondays and Wednesdays, alternating Mondays. You see, we have Trevor does an activation Zoom, and then the alternating Mondays we have Iffy and Bibi that talk about property management, asset management, all kinds of different topics, team building, finding partners, all those types of things. Wednesdays, you have us talking about debt and financing. And on the alternating Wednesdays, you have Ed and Kevin talking about deal sourcing and underwriting. They are both full-time in real estate as they're brokers and also investors. And I'll say, if you are new in the group here, this your first call with the Freedom Chasers, I would say get plugged in, join these calls. You know, there is more education and things on these calls than we have found in some paid programs. And, you know, these are totally free. You know, everybody here is volunteering their time. And, you know, besides a couple of, you know, paid groups that you can join through here, you know, it's 99% free. We have a few paid programs that we have just to help pay for our expenses in running this group. So, you know, the CRMs and the email blasts and all the things that we do to keep the group going and growing do cost money. And so we run a few programs through the year that do have some cost, but 99% free. And like I said, we've paid $40,000 a year for programs before, and the programs don't have the kind of content that you'll get in this group. So, so plug into the Freedom Chasers ecosystem. These are all the different places you can find us. And I believe Shelly's going to be putting some links in the chat that you guys can scan and join the groups. YouTube, Spotify.
Yeah,
Facebook.
I just put the Facebook link in the chat. If you haven't joined that yet, go ahead and click that and join it. You'll get all the updates for all these events, all the updates. I don't know what I'm talking about. I have a headache, so all the notification for all the events that he just mentioned here, and we will, you know, get you the links to those. But join the Facebook page and also join the WhatsApp page, which is on the next page. And welcome everybody. I see Daryl, Daniel, Lance, Sean, Kofi, and Mark. Glad you guys are here.
Awesome. So yeah, if you scan the QR code, that'll help. That'll allow you to join the WhatsApp group. And then also, you know, put your information and things in the chat. I would highly recommend everybody do that. There are people in the chat on this call. Some I know, some I don't know, but there's people in the room that can help you buy deals, that can sign on debt, that can help you with underwriting. That, you know, there might be a contractor in here that can help you with something that you're needing help with. I know that there's a guy at our church that joins these calls sometimes. He's one of the pastors at our church, and he's a contractor. He remodeled a 12-unit apartment building for somebody here in Cincinnati that he met through the chat on one of these calls. So there's a lot of different reasons to put your information in there. Let people know who you are. You know, the networking is a big part of this group. So. And so who are we? Who are the Miles? That's me and my wife, Shelly, and our two boys, JJ and Jordan. JJ just graduated from high school in June, and Jordan just started high school in September. You know, we are the founders of Adventure Commercial Capital. We started Adventure Commercial Capital about 5 years ago. We've been in the construction and commercial roofing business for over 20 years now. We still have a roofing company that we run. We've been investing in real estate for about 10 years and didn't like the way we're being treated by some of the brokers, the lending brokers and things that we were working with. And so that's what got us and led us to start Adventure Commercial Capital. I told my wife there's no reason that you know, these guys can act like this and stay in business. I said, if we can start a business doing the same thing they're doing, not overcharge people on fees, and we can be honest with people and treat people fairly and help them grow their real estate portfolios and make a good business doing it. And so that's what we started, and we've been doing here now for 5 years. So, I'm going to give you guys a chance. Anybody that wants to tell us a little bit about yourself, you can raise your hand, and we'll call on you and tell us who you are. I see you. Go ahead.
Hey Jerry, hey everyone. Can you guys
Hey,
hear me?
is it Paulie?
Pavi. So I go by
Oh,
Pavi.
Javi. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, we've talked a couple of times in the past.
Okay, great.
Yeah, so I'm out in Massachusetts. I am investing obviously in multifamily deals, and my partner and myself just got a 80-unit deal under contract. I believe I might have sent you some info on that, Jerry, a few weeks back.
I'm remembering. Yep.
Yeah, so we went through a lot of offers on this deal, just dragged its feet down, and we found a KP who is gonna really take the charge on this deal,
Awesome.
help us kind of spearhead through the process, and then let us kind of take over the asset management over time. But yeah, I'm in Massachusetts, investing in Massachusetts, Southern New Hampshire. Just got our first big deal under contract, and looking forward to working through it over the next 3 months, probably, because with all the holidays, there's no way anything is gonna happen anytime soon.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, congrats.
Thanks.
Congratulations. It's a big deal, man. Anybody else?
I'll go, Jerry.
Hey, how's it going, Daryl?
Good. How about yourself?
Good.
Excellent. So, Daryl Griffin Simmons, I'm based out of Atlanta, Georgia, looking for co-GPs, LPs, targeting, 50 units on the low end to about 120 units on the high end. Within Atlanta, Macon, Georgia, Savannah, Georgia, Birmingham, Alabama, and Charlotte, North Carolina, excuse me. B class and C class units. So glad to be a part of this today. And usually not visual because I'm usually putting my daughter down. So thankfully she went down a little bit early. So
Well, cool.
glad to be here.
Cool. Good to have you here, man.
Thanks.
All right. Anybody else? Alrighty. I'm gonna go ahead and I see you, Sean. How's it going?
Good, sir. How are you this evening?
Doing awesome. It's always good to see you on here.
Oh, thank you. It's always good to see you and your lovely wife.
Yeah.
So, my name is Sean Thompson. I'm in Knoxville, Tennessee. I'm currently working on my third syndication. And if anybody needs help, needs a KP or a deal sponsor, talk to me. We'll see if we can help you out.
Awesome. Yeah, Sean is a big help to a lot of people in the community, guys. So definitely take him up on that. Reach out if you got something you got going there. So, and I don't know, was there anybody here that was on the call? I think it was Monday before last. Sean was on there with Trevor on the activation Zoom. So if you were not on there and didn't catch it, watch the video, watch the replay back. It's on the YouTube channel. So we wasn't able to catch it. We had a basketball game. I coach junior varsity basketball team, and we had a game that night. So I watched it back on YouTube. So go catch it. It was a good one, guys.
Hi,
Lance.
folks. Yeah, it's Kofi Singleton. I'm out of Denver, Colorado. Most of the time, I'm actually flown south to DR for the winter. But I'd like to catch up with other KPs and GPs on the syndication deals, not just in Denver area, but even in the Southeast as well. So definitely appreciate you guys putting this program together.
Yeah, awesome. Good to see you, Kofi. And Lance, I see your hand. There he is.
All right, can you see me?
Yes.
All right, I didn't pop up. Lance Phillips, I'm in the Khalifa Warrior Group. Been an LP for 2 years, starting out with Cardone Capital, Rise 48, and then 5 deals in the Warrior Group, or four in the Warrior Group and 1 out of the Summer AIM-NatCon.
Okay.
So this has been the year of LP. Next year is going to be the year of co-GP.
Nice. Very cool. Good to have you here, man. All righty.
I'm seeing the chat. Everybody's connecting with each other. I love it.
Awesome.
It's a good night for that.
Yeah, yeah. Very cool. This we've only got 2 more calls here this we do personally for the finance Zooms for the rest of the year. We've got tonight, and then we've got the second Wednesday of December, whatever day that is, the 11th or 13th or something. Because our call falls the day before Thanksgiving, we're not going to do one, and then the other call falls on Christmas Day, so we won't be doing that one either. So we've only got 2 more of these this year. And there's a lot happening in the debt market. We've now had 75 basis points in rate cuts on the federal funds rate. And it's funny because the actual rates have gone up since the 10-year and 5-year. I didn't change that before this, but as you guys can see, the 10-year our last call, the 10-year Treasury was at 4.29. And I'll just tell you kind of the way it's been going. It's at 4.33 today, or 4.34. So it's up from 2 weeks ago, and it was actually, I think this morning when I first looked at it, was at 4.43. And I think when we had our first rate cut, when they cut the 0.5 point, I think that the Treasury was like at 3.7 or 3.8. So we've come up, we've dropped the federal funds rate by about 0.75 point, but the Treasuries have gone up almost 0.75 point. So, the actual rates that you pay on long-term debt have gone up. The rates are the Treasury rates that determine the rates that we pay. You'll have the Treasury rate, and if you get a quote from a lender, you'll see the Treasury rate. It'll have the Treasury rate listed, and it'll show you kind of a spread on the rates. So it'll be anywhere from 1.2 to 2.5 over the Treasury. Your final rate will be. So if your Treasury rates are going up, that means your rates are going to go up. They're coming down, your rates are coming down. So that's with home mortgages, that's with Freddie and Fannie, CMBS, a lot of the banks, depending on how they trade their money and things. But the Treasuries determine our final rates we pay. And you'll even now, when you're looking at them, you'll see your rate is going to be X over the 5, or X over the 7-year, or X over the 10-year Treasury at closing. So they're not really even locking rates in on deals until the closing day, because the Treasuries have been moving so much. So when you hear people talking, oh, well, rates are going down, they might be here in the near future. But as of right now, the actual rates we're paying are going to be higher than what they were when the Fed started cutting rates. So, they're higher now since they've cut rates than they were before they cut rates. So, this is the Freddie Mac small balance. So Freddie Mac small balance, 2 million to 7.5 million. Over the 7.5 gets you to the conventional loan size. and your rates are going to be another 20 to 40 basis points lower than this. So, we can still get into the fives, on the conventional side. But this is what we're looking at with Freddie Mac small balance, Fannie Mae. Fannie and Freddie in a lot of ways are the same, but they have different things, different ways they look at things differently a little bit here and there. Different markets, Freddie will like better than Fannie. Whether it's higher population, lower crime, all the different things, and they each have their own spot in the marketplace. But Freddie and Fannie, for a long time now, have been kind of the go-to for multifamily. Because they're institutions put in place by the government to help provide affordable housing. So by offering lower financing rates and more attractive financing rates, apartment owners can buy apartments cheaper. They're making rent cheaper for the workforce, on down the line. So you'll actually get better rates and things, if you have below average rents and things like that. So, and the Fannie Mae side goes 2 million to 6 million. Over 6 million, you have a pretty good rate cut, into the conventional size. And that's not for purchase price, that's loan amount size. We've had a stagnant market, I guess, over the last 3 years now, 2 to 3 years since they started bumping rates up. What's going to happen now that the election is over? Is really anyone's guess. There's a lot of real estate investors are excited that Trump is the president because he's a real estate guy. There's a chance that he could come in and lower rates, make it a better marketplace for buyers and things like that. I will tell you that when he was president, it was in the news, him meeting with Jerome Powell, his phone calls with Jerome Powell, things like that. Well, when Jerome Powell had been raising rates for a year and a half, and I saw he had an interview with one of the guys on Bloomberg, and I watched the interview, and one of the questions that he asked on the interview, the guy doing the interview, I can't think who it was, but the guy on the interview says to Jerome Powell, "Hey, what is the Biden administration saying to you, and what kind of feedback are they giving to you when it comes to what you're doing with rates and how you've raised rates and all these types of things?" And Jerome Powell's answer was, "I've not talked to anybody in the Biden administration." And so that just kind of told me that, the real estate market and things were not top priority to that administration. Take it how however, but Donald Trump is a real estate guy, so it could be good for the real estate market as far as the rates and things like that being more favorable. As it sits right now, there's a lot of investors that are really in bad shape in deals that they have bought because rates have just gone up out of nowhere, and now they're paying 3-4 more percent, 5 more percent, higher percentage rate than what they would have expected. And they've got all these equity partners, and they're really just stuck right now. If they was to sell, they can't sell for what it's worth or what they bought it for. It's not worth what it used to be, and so there's a lot of equity that has just vanished, almost overnight, and it's hurting a lot of people in the real estate world right now. So because of that, there's a lot more opportunity coming. We've got $2.7 trillion of debt maturing by 2027, $500 billion 2024, half in 2025. understand these numbers are actually higher than what these are saying, because over the past 3 years, someone whose debt had matured, a lot of those people went on extensions with the bank or the lending institution. They paid a chunk of money and went on an extension in the hopes that rates are going to come down. If rates stay higher for longer, these people, in some cases, the banks are going to start forcing sales, and these people will start losing equity. Their LPs and things will lose their money out of the deals in a lot of cases. So, but I think overall we're going in the right direction. I think that we're going to start seeing lower rates here in the future. It's just a matter of time. Time will tell. So I'm very optimistic about 2025 myself. So, so our main topic, like I said, it's a little different than what we usually do. We've been investing in real estate for about 10 years. We haven't done a ton of deals, but we've done some. And I'm just going to talk about a few deals that we've done, talk about how we financed them and what the deals have done for us. The deals have been good for us financially as a family and things. And these are just single families, but I just wanted to spotlight them and just show even what smaller real estate deals can do for you, and what the financing looks like on them when you buy them. So the first deal we'll talk about is a flip deal that we had done in Florence, Kentucky. It's one town over from where we live. Florence, Kentucky is a booming area. We got a lot of growth. We're like 15-20 minutes from downtown Cincinnati. So we're in the Cincinnati area, a lot of jobs and things like that. And Florence, Kentucky is known as a safe area to live, good place to raise a family, those types of things. So we found this deal. It was just a ranch, 3-bed, 1-bath house that was tore up. It was really in bad shape. And built in the 50s. We got a phone call. I guess we got put on a list with a bunch of wholesalers, and wholesalers call us all the time because we had paid cash for some real estate in the area here in the past. And they said, hey, we see that you're a cash buyer in Boone County. We've got a deal. We want you to check it out. And so we knew the area. We said, hey, that's a good price for that area. We went, looked at it, put an offer, and we bought it. We paid $62,500 for a 3-bed, 1-bath house. When we bought it, we estimated that it would take about $60,000 in rehab. And we also figured that we could, if we was to sell the property, we would get about $175,000 out of it when we sell it. So we were looking at making, 45 to 50 grand on the flip. So, and we finance this deal with one of our lenders that we can offer you if you come to us to finance a flip. Financing 11%, interest only, 4 points. And on these deals, we can finance 90% of the purchase, or 65%, up to 65% of the ARV. So now on the last page, I said that we had planned, that our after rehab value is going to be like 175. Well, the appraisal came in, and when the appraisal came in, they came in and said, "Oh, we don't think it's going to be worth 155. We think it'll be worth 175. We think it'll be worth 155." So because we have to meet that 60, they can't lend over 65% of the ARV. We had to put more in. We had to put more money down. So originally 90% of the purchase price would have, we would have had to put like, $6,500 into the house to buy it. Because they came back with a low appraisal, we ended up having to put down 27,000. So that was more than we planned to put down, but that ended up being what we had to put down. So work we did, we had to do everything. New electrical, new plumbing, roof siding, drywall, new baths, kitchen. We added an extra bed and bath to make it a 4-bed, 2-bath, which added to the value. Shelly put some pictures here of the place before and after. And you kind of see it was pretty torn up when we got it. And Shelly comes in and says, we have a construction company, so we do a lot of the work in-house and things. And that's one of our sons there on the porch. He did a lot of work with us and for us on the house. But Shelly looked at the house and she said, "Hey, I don't like the way it looks." She said, "Put a porch out there." And so then we put a porch or a porch roof and different things like that. Built a big deck, new bathrooms, new kitchen. But that's the finished house from the front. And here's the finish from the back. I think the deck was like 24 feet wide by 12 feet. So the huge deck.
We used children to
Yeah,
build
our
this.
kids did a lot of work. Yeah. So, but it turned out nice. That was the garage. We made the garage an extra bedroom and a bath. They had it. The garage was already closed up and they were used it as a family room. And so we just said, we'll get more value out of the place with a bed and a bath. That's what we did. And so our total purchase was $62,500. We ended up spending more on the rehab. Our financing cost for the house, for everything, ended up being $16,000. So our total investment, $168,500, which, if you remember, the appraiser that appraised the place at the beginning said, "Oh, the most it'll appraise for when they're done is 155." Ended up, we sold it for 250,000, 100,000 more than what the appraiser said it was going to be worth, and we profited about $81,500. So I know I've had a lot of people we quote deals for on flips and things, and they see 11%, sometimes 13% or 14%, 4 points, and they look at the financing cost and, "Oh man, this is crazy, we can't do this." Well, if we wouldn't have done that, we would have missed out on 81 grand in profit. So it was worth every penny on this one. And Shelly has a good eye for things, and she's like, "No, we can't get away with 60,000." She was like, "We're gonna have to do some nice things to this house," and then it paid off because we got a good price for it at the end. So that's one deal. The next deal that we did is in Florence, Kentucky as well. It's a market we like. We used to buy downtown, and we've had 3 different duplexes downtown, on the Kentucky side of downtown Cincinnati. And we didn't, have real good luck with the crime rates and in the areas that have more crime, things like that in the downtown areas, it's harder to find good tenants. And so we moved out to the suburbs, and that's where these places are out in the suburbs. Both of these are within a 5-minute drive to the big mall that everybody goes to in our area. From even the Cincinnati side, people come to Florence to go to the Florence Mall. So it's a great area. But we had sold another property. We found this deal. We decided to do a 1031 exchange with the sale of another property. And our lawyer that had done our 1031 exchange was helping a family who lost this property. The son inherited the property, never paid an HOA fee, never paid taxes. The mom had given it to him when she passed, and he never paid one tax bill and never paid an HOA fee and lost it. It didn't have a mortgage on it at all, and he ended up just losing the place. But the lawyer that was handling that said, "Hey, I know you're in the 1031. Why don't you come and buy this place?" And we saw it. We bought it. It's a 2-bed, 2-bath condo, really nice condominium complex with pool and all kinds of things. And at the time, these places were selling for 90,000 a piece. This one had a fire in the kitchen, but we looked at it, 28,000, and we said, "Yeah, we'll buy it." And with the money we had from another property, we went ahead and bought it. And then to redo the kitchen, we redid the kitchen, floors, light fixtures. One of the bathrooms we redid. Ended up spending about 12,000 on reno, and so we got into this deal for $40,000. Now, we didn't finance this part of it, but we did end up doing the BRRRR method. If anybody's familiar with the BRRRR method, buy, rehab, refinance, and repeat, right? Or rent, refinance, repeat. And so that's what we did with this one. We did a cash out refi. It appraised for 90,000. We decided to keep it as a rental, and we took out a $60,000 loan. So we paid 28, put 12 into it, and then we pulled another 20,000 out extra in cash on this property. Payment with taxes and insurance, $542 a month. HOA is $230, and it rents for $1,300. And we've had the same tenant in there for 3 years. Single mom who takes real good care of the place and pays her rent on time. We could rent it for $1,600, but we don't do that to her. We continue keeping it because we're making money and we're providing a good place for her. But with our $60,000 cash out loan, I think we're at a 6.4, 6.5% interest rate. But the 542 and 230 were what, $800 a month, and it rents for 13. So essentially, we're making $500 a month, and we have no money into the deal. So it's almost a no-brainer. I don't know how you would figure a cash on cash return on that, but the cash on cash return's infinite because we pulled out 20,000 more on our refinance than what we paid and what we had into it, and it makes $500 a month. And actually, the current value on it right now is $160,000. So, for those of you that live in different areas, I know if you live in California, South Florida, New York, these numbers and things are what they bought a place for 28,000, and it's kind of crazy to think about. You can't buy them that way now here. This was, I guess, 4 years ago that we bought these. But this is pictures of it, new kitchen, just new paint, new floor, that kind of thing. But they're nice little homes for people to live in. And now this same condo, we've taken out an equity line because we have so much equity in it. 100,000 in equity again, and we took out an equity line of $60,000, and we're now in contract on another condo in the same building using the equity line as a down payment. So, these have been good deals for us. Like I said, this is a little different than what we talk about on this call a lot of the time, but even with the smaller deals like this, you can take them down on your own if you have something that comes up. It doesn't hurt to do a deal like this once or twice a year. So, And on a cash out refinance, like on this condo, $60,000, you pay 4 points to close. So what is that? That's 2,400 bucks. You know, with your appraisal and everything else, you're like less than 4,000 in closing costs, and we pulled out cash out of it. So and we'll do question and answer now. Any questions? We can talk about these deals. We can talk about multifamily. We can talk about anything. So if anybody has any questions, and I'll continue going through slides. And if anybody has any questions, then just, you know, raise your hand or shout it out and we'll try to answer. But I'm going to keep moving through the slides. And feel free to just ask questions away or put them in the chat or whatever. So if you need a quote from us, things that we need for a quote, T12, rent roll, and OM, if you have it. A summary of what you plan to do with the property. And what we'll need, you know, as we start to get to the LOI process, we will need a KP with an SREO and a PFS that is suitable for the loan. For the smaller deals, like the ones we just talked about, DSCR loans, we need address. If it's a purchase, we'll need the purchase price. If it's a refi, we'll need the purchase price and date purchased and current value. Monthly rent, taxes and insurance cost, and borrower's credit score is what we need for those. This week's verse is Colossians 3:23-24. Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart as you're working for the Lord, not for human masters, since you know that you will receive an inheritance from the Lord as a reward. And our next Zoom topic, December 11th. What is 2025 going to bring to the finance market or the debt market? And we'll be talking about that and giving our opinion. And if you have an opinion on it, come and share it with us on that night. We'd love to hear it. And here's our contact info. If you have any deals or anything you want us to look at or any questions on anything at all, that is my cell phone number. You can contact me through text or phone call or email. The QR code there is for my Hi Hello card, and when you do my Hi Hello card, you can also send me your information at the same time. And here is the MFC. What?
I also shared your Calendly.
Okay.
We don't do this often, but I'm sharing your Calendly
Gotcha.
in chat. If you guys want to have a 15 to 30-minute call with Jerry, Zoom call, go ahead and schedule a meeting.
Good. So here's a list of the calls. This will be changing in the new year. Not sure how it's going to look, but it's going to be different than what it is now. And thank you everyone for joining. This was
Any questions?
Yeah. Any questions, comments, or concerns? Go ahead.
I've got a question for you guys.
Yeah.
First of all, thank you for sharing that. Congratulations on those deals. That's
yeah, thank you. Yeah.
It's very inspiring and thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
I do have a question. So this information is really good, and I'm still in the learning process of multifamily and watching rates, and a lot of this information is still sinking in, so to speak. What I was thinking of earlier when you were explaining it is where should I go to look? Like, what resources are you looking at when you're looking at rates every day and just keeping
Uh,
an eye out?
yeah, if you're wanting to see like the treasuries to kind
Mhm.
of gauge when they're coming up and down, I go to CNBC.
CBC.
CNBC .com. I just click it in on Google, and you can actually, if you type in on Google the 10-year treasury or 5-year treasury, CNBC is the very first one that pops up. So you can see it there. Bloomberg TV, it's on there usually. It runs in the corner of the screen, on the side of the screen. It'll be popping up, gold, silver prices, the SOFR rates, just all the different commodities and rates and all that they keep on the screen there, and on CNBC as well. And Fox Business, they have them up as well, I believe. So you can catch them on any of those three.
Okay.
Yep.
I appreciate that. I don't ever turn on TV or watch the news or anything unless it's intentional or for a reason.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah.
for you. You do the right thing.
So I
You can
appreciate.
also find it on the scotsmanguide.com.
Yeah, scotsmansguide.com. Scotsman's Guide is a mortgage broker's trade magazine. So
I appreciate that.
yeah.
I just wrote all that down.
Yeah, but if you just want to do it quick, I mean, everybody's got Google now on their phone. If you just type in Google 10-year treasury, it'll pop up like on CNBC.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, thank you both for all this
Yeah.
information and throughout the year.
Yeah.
There's a concept called immersion. If you can always hear it, you eventually pick it up.
Yep, for sure. For sure. Well, cool, man. All right. Anybody else? Any questions?
So this is Kofi. I've got a quick question about who do you reach out to, like, once you've identified a deal, and you're thinking about an LOI, and you got one ready to go, but you kind of want to line up the financing. Who do you guys reach out to, or who do you recommend that we reach out to?
Reach out to us.
Okay.
Yep. I mean, that's what we recommend. So reach out to us, and we'll do what we can to help you.
Okay.
Yeah,
Do you guys have limitations in your locations at all, or are you
No.
doing brokers?
we lend nationwide.
Okay.
Yeah. So we've lent in Texas this year, and Ohio, and Kentucky, and Florida. So we've got a deal that'll hopefully close in Arizona before the end of the year. One in California that hopefully will close before Thanksgiving. So we've closed. This will be hopefully before Thanksgiving. We'll be closing our second one in Oklahoma before Thanksgiving. So we've been doing them all over.
Very good. Yeah, so I've got something going on in Denver with a partner, and we wanted to get some idea of what kind of financing package we could put together. Pretty large size deal, so we're definitely gonna have to include some other key principals.
Yeah.
Investors, but hopefully you guys can kind of have a network that can help us out in that area as well.
Yeah. Yep. Sounds good, man. I look forward to hearing from you. Yeah, reach out to me. Did you get my contact info?
I did. I put something I can have on.
Okay.
Well, it's up. As soon as I finish the meeting, I'll put something on there.
Okay. Yeah.
Probably for Monday.
Okay. Yeah, sounds good.
All right.
I appreciate it. Glad you're here. All right. Well, cool. All right. Well, we are, I guess, going to go ahead and end the call. 10 minutes early is okay with us. It's been a long day. So, everybody have a great Thanksgiving week. We won't see everybody till after that. So, I'll just say real quick that things you are thankful for, you usually take the best care of. So things you complain about, usually don't take good care of. And so That goes for everything in your life. If you want something in your life to be better, be more thankful for it, and you're going to treat it better and do better by it. So whether it's a marriage, be thankful for that spouse, and whether it's, a job, do better at your job if you treat it with gratitude and thankfulness. So just all those things. So I like Thanksgiving for the food, but I also think it's important to have gratitude. So God bless everybody, and have a great Thanksgiving.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Have a great Thanksgiving. And I'm going to try to leave you with some
Holidays.
music.
Yeah.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
If you're playing music, we can't hear it.
When I walk through the door, I'm talking cash flow.
We still have music. I'm gonna go ahead and everybody have a great week. Rest of the week.